Yeah.
Is that how we're really opening this?
Look, we don't have a signature yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, we definitely
you
need
got
to come
shit.
up with one.
I feel you.
Definitely need to come up with one because that ain't it.
Look, we're working on it. All right, we're working on it. What's
Mm-hmm.
good, y'all? We on number 2, podcast number 2. You haven't seen our last one.
Episode 2. Facts. What are you
Yeah,
doing here?
yeah. What are you doing? Go watch the first one, or go listen to the
Yeah,
first one. Link will be in the description. This is going on YouTube as of right now. We ain't got no Spotify or nothing yet, but it's coming. It's coming. It'll be
it's
there
coming.
soon.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
It'll be there soon. So we left off last time, halfway through season 1. Uh, we were talking about the Battle of Trost and Attack on Titan. So yeah.
Can I just point out though that the second half of season 1 changes the theme song and it doesn't hit
Yeah, it's trash.
the way that the first season, like the first part does. Like it's it's garbage. Like I'm not saying it's garbage, but it's garbage.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't give me hype as the first half of season 1, but
Yeah, no.
the dynamic in the show changes though. Like,
It 100% changes.
so I guess I can see why they changed the theme song to it, but
I
at the same
mean,
time,
I guess, but at the same time, like I feel like you could have still gave me the same song with different visuals. Like, but I think that's just an anime thing in general because other shows do that too, and I'm like, I don't like it. The first song is always better. Please don't do it.
that's true. They
But
bounced
that's
back
just,
hard in season 2 though.
I mean, season 2 had the best song, so of course they did.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But we'll talk more about that when we get to season 2.
Thanks. So again, if this is your first time here, we are Geekin in Color, and consists of me, Dreams, and my partner in crime, Sadie.
Hello.
Lol. So last time we talked about Attack on Titan season 1 and the whole first half of the season. We went over the review, kind of our thoughts on everything. Um, so go check that out,
Yeah.
and then come back here and watch part 2. So
Basically, but just a summary is that we really fucked with the first half of season 1. It was dope. It was everything we expected it to be. Granted, we have seen. So let me just preface this by saying we have seen up until the current season. If you're watching this when season 4 is out, we haven't seen season 4 yet.
yeah,
But 100% we're gonna watch it when it airs
thanks.
weekly.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and I think we've even. I know I've read the manga. Have you read the manga? I think you
I
have,
have.
right?
Yes, I
Like a
have.
little bit of it?
Yes, I was too nosy not to not to know what's going on. So
Same. After season 3 ended, I was like,
exactly.
I need to read I need to read the manga. Actually, no, I think I did it when season 2 ended is when I picked it up.
I think so
But
as
that's neither here nor
well.
there.
I don't know. It was before this last. It was, I think it was in the
Yeah.
mid season of 3 is when I started, because they had the mid
Um,
season break,
mhm.
and then
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I didn't know, so I wouldn't read. So we start off the second half of season 1 with Aaron being in jail. So
Yeah.
he gets put in jail, and he's
He gets
basically
locked
looked
up
out.
he gets locked up by the military police. Um, and the survey corps, who was it, Orwin and Levi come to visit him, and they're kind of just like, "What are you? Are
Yeah,
you human? Are you a monster?" He's like, "I'm a human. What the fuck are y'all talking about?"
yeah,
Um, and they're like, "Hey, listen, the military police low key trying to put you to like, they trying to kill you. They trying to cut your head off, whatever, right?" But they're like, "We think we can use you. So if you want to come over to our side, you can." And Aaron's like, "Yeah, I've been wanting to join the Survey Corps. You ain't saying nothing but a word."
facts. And so they immediately proceed to the trial of Aaron Yeager, and so he's put in the middle of a courtroom with his hands behind his back, handcuffed to a pole,
Yeah.
and
Kneeling.
yeah, and so they begin doing the trial. And so the trial pretty much consists of one side, the military police saying, "Hey, we need to kill this motherfucker because he's a danger and he's a titan and he's not gonna be able to do anything. He's just gonna
Yeah.
he's just gonna fuck everybody else, and we need to nip it in the bud right now and go from there." And opposite side, survey court, Erwin is trying to make the point like, "Hey, we can use him. Like, we don't know the extent of his power, um, and he clearly was seen attacking other titans, not people. Like he was ignoring people." And then you
Yeah.
have
But
that
then
one motherfucker.
they start pushing his buttons because they're like, you tried to attack your sister. Low key. Mikasa, you know her? Yeah, you tried to attack her. And they're like, Mikasa, can you attest to that? And the girl next to her is like, listen, you gotta tell the truth. Don't lie, because if you want to help him, tell the truth. And she's like, yeah, but he didn't really mean it like that. Like he always had my back. And then one of the military police dudes brings up, he's like, well, hold up now. Cause you remember your backstory, sis? We know your backstory too. Them two, they killers. They killed three robbers. Like they killed three kidnappers.
They
And
killers.
that's when Aaron's like, listen, y'all don't know the story. He starts wilding out. He starts yelling, and out of nowhere, Levi comes, kicks him right in the fucking mouth,
Yep.
knocks his tooth out. I'm like, ah.
And then Levi starts curb stomping him.
Literally beats the shit out of him. Like while he's on trial, everyone is just standing there watching. The military police is watching in horror because they're like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
And
And
then it cuts to Irwin, and then you can see that it was literally all part of his plan.
yeah. So the point of them doing that was to show that one, they can handle Aaron. Like even if he is like turns into a titan and tries to like fuck with whoever, Levi is like, look, I can take out this one titan. Like it's fine.
Facts.
So just let us have him. Let us supervise him and let us see what we can do to try to help mankind. And it worked.
Yeah, it worked. The main dude agreed. Um, and so then Aaron goes back upstairs. He's with the rest of the survey corps, like the heads up of the survey corps, and that's when you really get to meet Hanji. Hanji's there, and she's like, "I can't wait to study you," because she's a scout leader, but she is also really into like the sciencey stuff behind Titans and how they work and like how they operate and stuff like that. And she's like, "Well, let me see your mouth. Open your mouth." And then she's like, "Guys, his fucking tooth grew back already."
Yeah. And so we don't really know like the extent of Aaron's powers so far. All we know is that he can heal fucking he can heal back just like Titans can. So like for Titans, if you don't take out the nape, they will heal whatever part that you
Yeah,
damage. They'll heal it.
to
Like
regenerate.
and so they go through this period of time where Hanji is just like, hey, I want to study you, and I want to know more about Titans. And so Aaron is like, well, I'm right there with you. I want to know more too. And then like they're all sitting at like this dinner table or whatever, and everybody else gets up and is like, up here she goes.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can handle that with Aaron. And everybody else walks away, and Hanji stays and basically tells Aaron all about what they know about Titans so far because they captured two smaller Titans.
Hmm. Yeah.
They captured two smaller Titans and kind of held them for like study and whatnot. And she stays up all night telling Aaron like her findings basically.
And
And
Aaron looks dead in the morning. Like he's
yeah,
like, I low key regret this.
thanks. And
Um,
so
but they come in the morning, and someone's like, "Where's Hanji-san? Like, I need to talk to her." And it's always interesting to me that they call her Sir.
yeah,
Um, and I guess because it's a sign of respect. But they call her Sir, and they're like, "Sir, the Titans were killed."
yep. And
And then she
so
starts fucking freaking out.
yeah, she's freaking the fuck out. Goes out there, she's crying and shit because she like bonded with those Titans like weirdly.
Yeah.
Like she weirdly bonded with them. Like she named them and everything. I don't remember what their names were, but she
I
named
think
them and
one was
everything.
Bean.
Oh yeah, Bean
I
and
think. I forgot what the other one was, but one I would think one was named Bean.
Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, like they weren't able to learn like too much. All she was able to know was that they're not that active at night. Uh, they regenerate to pretty much everything. They don't care about anything. They just like to eat.
Yeah.
It was uh, and
But
so
also she learned that not all two titans are the same,
yeah,
right? Like one was very receptive to pain and the other one was kind of just chilling. Like he was like, I don't really care.
yeah,
Like y'all can push me all y'all want. I'm not about to scream. But the other one was hollering.
yeah,
But yeah, so we learned that the two titans died and they figured it's an inside job because no one knew about it. Like the people in the military knew about the
the
titans
two
that they
titans.
had
Yeah,
captive, right? And they would have had to use their maneuver gear to even get over there because they had it covered,
yeah,
right? So then Erwin comes up and because Aaron's watching the scene or whatever, like Hanji freaking out that her little two titans are dead, and Erwin comes up and asks Aaron a question, and it's just like, so who do you think the villain is, or something along those lines.
yeah.
Uh,
Who's the real villain here, or something like that?
mhm. And Aaron doesn't have an answer because why would he,
Yeah,
right? And Erwin just walks away with Levi, and it's just like, think about it. I'm like, Erwin, literally, like that's like I could tell early on that not Aaron, Erwin is a mastermind.
oh,
Like just
absolutely.
the way that he thinks is so above anyone else, and from that moment I understood why. Well, even the moment of the trial, like I understood why he was in charge of the server corps
Hmm.
because no one else thinks the way that he does, and
Yeah,
no one else could predict the stuff that he does. Um, But so because they have to find out because they think it's an inside job, right? They test everyone's maneuver gear to see, hey, when you last test it out or whatever, da 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 da. And we see who is it? Armin, Connie, and Annie. They're all talking, and they're kind of talking about where they want to go, like what group they want to sign
yeah.
up for. Because again, they still haven't had their graduation yet.
Facts.
And John is like, well, I'm going to the Survey Corps. And he's like, I'm going to the military police. I already told y'all I'm not switching up. And Connie's like, well, I don't really know where to go
Yeah.
because he wanted to go to the military police, but now he's like, well, some of y'all going to the Survey Corps. I don't know. And then it flashes back to a scene that I'm assuming it happened right after the battle and after they found Marco's body because spoiler alert, Marco's dead.
Yeah.
Uh and John is pissed. And John is kind of just like, I'm giving my body up to the survey corps because that's what Marco wanted.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are just standing there like, yeah, we might as
Yeah.
well.
We might as well.
We
Yeah.
might have
Gang,
to. Yeah.
gang.
Yeah,
So
like rest in peace to all the friends that we lost.
yeah, and so everybody, like all of them, Mikasa, Armin, Rainer, Bertolt, Connie, Sasha, Krista, and Ymir, they all were like, "Well, I guess we're just gonna go in the survey corps." And Annie is looking at all of them
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, fuck you guys. I'm going to the military, please."
And it's like, I'm not with it. So
Yeah,
literally, like the scene right after that, after they get all their stuff tested or whatever, because they're like a lot of them are still debating it, but right after that, you have it to where Erwin is giving the speech to all the future, like all the cadets, right?
yeah,
All the cadets that were in the 104th,
mm,
right? And like because that's their graduation time, and that's when they're about to decide who to go with.
mm,
And Erwin's basically like, you probably will die.
yep. It's not unlikely that you would
Yeah, he's like,
die.
you probably will if you join the Summer Corps, you probably will die. And you know, but we're gonna get some stuff done, is basically what he
Mm,
says. That's it. And
yeah.
the amount of people that left.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people left, and it's like, yeah, well, fuck that. And then you have like these 8 people. these
Yeah,
those,
like you have So like you said, so who was it? John, Mikasa, because of course Mikasa is going with where Aaron is going. She wasn't going
Yeah,
nowhere else.
John Mikasa,
Armin,
Armin, Rainer,
Berthold,
Bertolt,
Renner,
Connie,
oh,
Sasha,
Connie, Sasha,
Krista, Ymir.
Ymir, and Krista. So yeah, them nine and like a couple other people that they don't have names, they don't have faces, but like those nine. And literally, as they're standing there, like you see
Yeah,
them, like they all have their hands balled up and they're crying
yeah,
because they know we
yeah,
couldn't die,
yeah.
and they know that like, but they know they're also giving their like their service to a like a higher power and like a higher being or whatever. But
Mm.
Annie's literally like, I'm not with y'all, and she
Yeah.
walks away.
She's like, yeah, y'all
Like,
stupid.
yeah,
Stupid.
y'all are dumb, is what she says. She's like, I'm nope. Like she's like, I've been told y'all, I'm gonna live nice and real cushy in the military police. And
Facts.
I was like, I feel that, sis. She said I got top 10 for a reason.
Exactly. And then like Ervin already tells them like what the plan is. They like, look, uh Aaron said he got this key to the basement and he just like remembering his dad telling him that, that could help mankind if he just gets down there. And
Yeah.
so like already the plot is, well, not the plot, like the mission is to get to that basement. And
Yep.
so they already like I didn't remember that he said that like so far.
I didn't either.
Like when I was
And I
rewatching
thought
it, I
that
was
was
like, damn.
ew. I was like, oh, we came up with this plan this soon? This
Yeah,
early? You told this many people?
facts.
Interesting.
So yeah, that should happen in season one, and I'm like fucking appalled because spoiler alert, that shit don't come back until like season three, and so like,
Literally, they don't get they don't get to the basement until the end of season 3.
oh yeah, true. It's not even in season three; it's the end of season
Sorry,
three.
season 3 part 2. So like episode 13 or something.
Yeah.
Like the very end.
Yep. And so their first mission is, what were they even doing? They were going beyond the walls to,
So their first mission was to scout a path. It was supposed to be, so what they were told was it was supposed to be a real easy mission, because so all the 104 people that decided to go with the survey corps, they get assigned to a squad leader,
yeah.
right? And they're like cool, and they see Aaron again for like one of the first time since all that shit happened. And
Hmm.
John is kind of just like, listen, I love that John said this, but John was like, listen, we need you to be on your shit because we know that you're prepared to die, and that's cool. But we're also dying for you because we have to protect you because you're so important.
Yep.
So you need to be on your shit. And I was like, John, that's why you low key my fave. You're becoming my fave.
Lol.
But no, their mission was to scout out um a way to get back to that wall that got broken through.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to find like a
Yeah,
safe
so
path.
it was, yeah, that like that's what they were supposed to do, and it was supposed to be real easy. And they had a little formation all set up, and
Yeah.
everyone knew who was where, except no one knew where Aaron was. And
True.
because Aaron is with Squad Levi, and
Hmm.
no one knows where in the formation Squad Levi is.
Yeah. They just know where they're specifically supposed to go, like in the formation. Everybody's supposed to break up into their
Yep.
specific formation, but they don't know where Aaron is supposed to be because Aaron secretly knows that some shit gonna pop off and that Aaron is going
Mhm,
to be a target. And so he doesn't want
mhm.
anybody to know where Aaron is in the formation. So he
That's
keeps
right,
that
bro.
confidential.
Spoiler alert. He is so Erwin knows. So Erwin knows that someone within the ranks, within the survey corps, is a double agent, and he's assuming that one of them is the Titans,
Yeah.
the two Titans,
Yeah.
right? And so he's just like, well, we're gonna bait him out,
Yep.
and that's why Erwin is so fucking smart.
Aaron is definitely goaded. I mean, like he has his
Literally.
flaws, and we'll get into it later on.
A
But
hundred, 100% has his flaws.
he's definitely goated. Like his mindset, bro. I was like, man, this motherfucker is so far ahead of the game.
Yeah,
like if we're playing chess, this man is like 10 moves ahead of
facts.
everybody, and I'm like,
Y'all
yo,
are
this is
playing
crazy.
checkers, he's playing chess.
Yeah,
Y'all playing chess, he's playing 3D chess. Like it's not the
I'm
same. They,
I'm
you guys are
dead.
not playing. Like, they're not playing the same game.
Yeah, at all. And so they go off on their expedition. And while they're in formation, they're taking out like titans as they need to, and they
Hmm.
have a smoke signal. Like their smoke signals
Like a
have
little
different
flare gun.
colors. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that are flare guns, and they have different colors that mean different things. And so like green is like, oh, we see a titan or something. No, no, no. Green is like you're moving the formation. Like
yeah. Green is like the all go ahead or something like that. I think
yeah.
black is like we see an abnormal titan. I
Hmm.
think red is like we're taking out or some shit. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
we're taking out time, but they have signals to tell each other, hey, like this is what's going
yeah.
on. And so like for the sake of this, because I mean we're not gonna look this shit up right now, but for the sake of this, let's just say like red is like, okay, we see a titan and we're about to take it out real quick and then get back in formation. Green is like if you fired in a certain direction, that's saying, hey, we're moving this whole formation because there's more titans than we want to deal with in this
Yep.
certain place. So we're just gonna move the whole formation. And then like black is like, okay, it's an abnormal titan. We're gonna try to engage it because we can't let it break the formation.
Also, you know what? You know what I realized is that their uniform all had hoods on them, and they
Yes,
specifically made them wear the hoods.
yes.
Erwin is so smart. I wish his name was Erwin because it's so close to Aaron, and Aaron ain't that smart. But
I'm
Erwin
dead.
is so smart,
Yeah,
a
Aaron is
genius
so smart.
even. And
He's I wouldn't say genius because Armin's the genius. So he's not quite on Armin's level, but he's definitely
you
super super smart.
you think that's interesting. You think Armin is the genius.
I I want to have this conversation after season 1. I think Armin is definitely
Oh,
like by
100%.
far. By far. But after
I
season
think
1 we can talk about that.
oh, okay. So Imma have to push the button on you, but, don't worry about that. We'll get to that later. That's fucking stupid, but we're just a little previews of the button
I'm
'cause
dead. So
uh,
so yeah, so they all have hoods on and they're going on and I guess traveling towards the what Wall Maria is it that got broken in first? Yeah.
one of them walls.
Yeah, so they're heading that way and they see an abnormal titan and it's a female. Like it's clearly a female.
No,
She
no,
got
no, no, no,
breasts.
no, 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 you skip forward. They see like a regular abnormal titan, right? And their squad leader's like, "Oh, dope, don't worry about it. Y'all keep going. I'ma take it out." Right?
Oh, that's right.
Him
Yeah,
and the other
yeah, yeah.
dude, they take it out, and then that because that shows like the power of the survey corps and like the older people in the survey corps, like they're used to dealing with titans,
Yeah.
right?
And
And
so they
then
yeah, they killed that abnormal titan super quick. And then they see another abnormal titan and it's a female, but she doesn't have no skin or anything. Like she just looks like muscles. That's all she has in
yeah.
her. And
She's like the Armor Titan, and she's like the Colossal Titan. Like their skins are very like it's
yeah,
all like muscle is mainly showing. Like they have a little bit of skin, but it's mainly muscle that's showing.
yeah. And so, they see it the same way. Armin's group, they're like, hey, look, we're gonna take out this abnormal titan again. It's gonna be easy peasy. And they pull up on her and she fucks them up. She catches their ODM equipment like as they're like trying to go close to her.
Literally.
She catches it and like swings them into the ground. And I was like, oh shit. Like this female is
She
gonna fuck people up. Like
no, she was fucking and she wasn't just walking. She was
running.
hauling ass.
Yeah, full sprint.
Like she was like bro, like she was on a marathon. Like I don't know
Yeah.
where she was going, but she was on a marathon. She was competing against Usain Bolt. That's how fast she was going.
Yeah, and if you, she was booking it. So like, if you've seen Attack on Titan and you've seen the Titans, most of the Titans walk, but the abnormal ones that do run, they kind of have goofy ass runs. Like
Facts.
they be looking real.
They're
I'm not
running
gonna.
side to side.
Yeah, their running form is like weird. Like you can tell that they like it's creepy, sort of, so to speak.
Mhm.
This female Titan had full form track star running full speed. And she was gone, bro. Like, and so
I'm
that
telling
off the
you.
bat, like, it's telling us, like, okay, that's definitely like one of the human Titans, one of the people
Mhm.
who can turn into human. And
But it's crazy because it's like we thought there was only three. We thought there was the
facts,
Colossal Titan. We thought there was the Armor Titan and Aaron.
yeah,
There's another one.
yes. So now we're on to four of the Titans that are actually human, and
So how many actually are there? Is the question that popped into my head. I was like, if
uh,
there's actually is there if there's four of them, first of all, how do they come to be?
exactly,
And how many left are there? Like, can a regular Titan be turned into one of these superhuman Titans?
yeah.
What's up?
So, uh, after she like dispatches of Armin's team, basically, pretty much fucks everybody up.
Text them up.
Armin, she like trips up Armin on his horse or whatever,
She
and
better fuck him up.
yeah, and she reaches down to grab his hood, and she literally takes his hood off and sees that it's Armin, and she just kind of looks at him, and she turns away and walks away. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So she just turns away and
And
walks
Armin's
off.
literally sitting there like, hello? What? Hello? You're not
Yep,
gonna kill me? Like
facts.
he's happy that he's not dead, but he's also like, again, this proves that Armin is super smart, right? Armin
I
immediately is
was just
like,
about to say that.
she's looking for somebody.
Yep, I was
And then
just
he's
about to
like,
say that. So
she's looking for Aaron.
it might have looked like Armin was struck down with fear and paralyzed, but he was really just
Mhm.
calculating. You know, beep boop, beep boop, boop boop. He was just
Nah, it
calculating
was
everything that was going
uh,
on.
he was he was struck down with fear. We're not gonna give him that much credit.
No,
Armin
he
be
was
scared.
definitely
Armin be
calculating. He was like,
scared.
"She didn't kill me. Hmm.
Armin be scared.
According to my
Okay.
calculations, this bitch looking
No,
for
okay.
somebody.
All
She,
right, he is not
bruh,
Dexter. He's not Dexter out here, okay? He was
bruh,
definitely like, I'm shook.
bruh.
But then he was like, hold
Put
on.
some respect on Armin's name.
Listen, he didn't get that thought until she walked away. While she was still right there, he was like, I don't want to die. Please don't kill me. Please,
Facts,
ma'am. Is what he
facts.
thought.
So she leaves him alone, and Armin and who pulls up on Armin? Aaron, Reiner.
I think, yeah, I think it's Reiner. Isn't it? It's
Uh,
either Reiner or John. It's one of them.
yeah, one of them two pull up on. Oh yes, bruh. So they, I think it's either John or Reiner. Somebody pulls up on Aaron. They get him back on the horse, and is like, all right, uh, we'll
Let's
push
go.
forward. Yeah. So it is Reiner that
Yeah.
finds him, and they're like, okay, we need to stop this female Titan because she's clearly looking for somebody. And Armin puts it together that she's clearly looking for Aaron. And
Hmm.
Reiner goes, well, where do you think Aaron is?
Well, you gotta wait because then John pulls up, and John is the one because John's the one that fires a thing. And he
Uh,
pulls up right behind him. I don't know where he came from, but he pulled up right behind him, right?
uh,
And then they start having a conversation, and they're like, "Well, what do you think? What do you think was happening? And why are we not going back? Because so their thing is, if part of our team has been wiped out, why are we not going back?
yeah.
Because again, the mission that they were told was that it's just supposed to be a super simple scouting mission, and
Uh,
and people not gonna die for real. And if someone dies, we're going back. But they don't get a heads up to be like, hey, we're turning around,
yeah.
right? Like they keep going. And so then they're having a conversation, and Armin's like, yeah, I think it's a human and a Titan's body, and they're looking for somebody. And you know what? I think they're looking for Aaron.
Yeah.
And so then they start getting all different. So then they start talking, and they're like, "Well, where is he?" right? Because again, he's with Squad Levi, and basically they knew where each person, like they knew where everyone was, right? Except Aaron. And I think something else they didn't know. But everyone was told something different, right? And then that's what they start talking about. And then Armin realizes, he's like, oh, I think he's near the back with the carts.
Yeah. And so Armin just deduces, like, this is probably the safest place in the formation. So this is what I assume Aaron would be.
Mm-hmm.
And we just didn't know how valuable that information was at the time. But like, I'm trying not to spoil it, you
I don't
know.
want to spoil it, but
like,
Armin should watch who he's talking to when he's talking about stuff. So
I'm dead. So yeah, I mean, the fact that he deduced that was very, very important information. And
yeah,
yeah, so now they're still chasing this
they're
female.
chasing it,
Yeah, they're
and
chasing this female Titan.
for some reason, Rainier decides that he's about to go attack the female Titan. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go take him out,
Yeah,
right? And then he gets caught,
thanks.
and it looks like Rainier gets squished by her hand,
Yeah,
right?
when you think about it, it's like I don't even understand how he got out of the situation. But
I don't either, but like to him, he did a little spin move or something, and he was like, "I gotta go, guys. We gotta go."
yeah,
They don't because they're like, "Oh my god, you're alone." They're like, "Oh my god."
So yeah, he broke free of that. Rainer's definitely like a boss dog for that, because everybody thought he was dead. They was like, "Oh,
But
it's wraps for you, Bucko."
but then guess what? The female Titan decides, "I'm gonna switch my course. I'm gonna go somewhere else." And she starts heading right towards where they are assuming Aaron is, and they're like, "How did she know?"
Facts.
I mean,
Oh man, it's just there's so much going through my mind right now. It's like,
like the pieces that they were putting together and the pieces that I didn't see, and I was like, "Oh, that makes so much sense." Like, especially now that I know what happened, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
But they keep on riding. And so they know that the female Titan is coming because so a part of their system is that they have a scout from each like section go talk to somebody else,
yeah,
right? And so orders come down, come to Levi. So we cut the Levi squad, and orders come down, and they're like, "Hey, we're heading for the forest."
yes,
And then it cuts back to Armin, and Armin's kind of like, "Again, why are we not turning back? Why are we going to the forest? Shouldn't we go back to the walls? Because she can't break them. I mean, she may, but we could better handle her at the walls,
yeah,
right?" But you know, they do what they're supposed to do because they're giving their life, and so everyone heads to the forest.
yep. Full
Squad
speed
Levi
ahead.
runs straight through the middle, right? And you're assuming that everyone else is about to go through, but their squad leaders are like, "No, we're standing on the outside. Get off your horses, tie your horses up,
Yeah,
and get on the trees
yep,
because we're gonna distract the Titans."
yep. This is all they can do, and so they distract all the regular Titans at the start of the forest, and the female Titan is now like closing in on the Levi squad and Aaron, and so I think she has
Mhm.
them in her sights. They also
In
see
her
her.
in her
they
clutches,
Yeah,
literally.
they
She's like
also see
right.
her.
She's right behind them. When I'm telling you she is sprinting, she's sprinting
Yeah,
because she's like, "Oh, I know that's him.
yeah,
I know that's you, Aaron."
yeah. And so she is booking it towards them, and other people in the server core are trying to stop her like from behind, like trying to slow her down or whatnot, and she is just making light work of them, smacking them off trees, grabbing their ODM gear,
Ugh.
smacking them on the ground, stepping on motherfuckers. Like, it was not a pretty sight. And this is where Aaron is now getting pissed because he's like, why are we still running instead of helping our comrades? I can just turn Titan and beat this bitch's ass right here and here. And so the squad is like, no, just trust what the plan is, and like trust Levi. Levi is going forward, and Levi is like, hey, look, just keep going forward, stay on horseback, and keep pushing forward. And
Yeah.
now Aaron's looking at the rest of Levi's squad, and he's seeing the shook looks on their faces, and he's like,
He,
wait, these motherfuckers don't know the plan either. So you're
he
literally
literally
just
was like, he's like, so y'all don't even know what's happening. So we just gonna keep moving. And he's going back and forth. And Levi tells him, he's like, if you want to make that decision, do it, because it's not the wrong decision, right? If you feel
yeah,
like the best decision, do it. But you gotta whatever, like you gotta live with the outcome,
yeah,
right? And then he flashes back to a couple different times.
mm-hmm,
Um, One is when they're like trying to test out his Titan powers, because again, Hanji loves testing out Titan powers and stuff,
mm-hmm,
right? But so they put him in a whale, and he's like biting the shit out of himself, but can't turn Titan,
yeah,
right? And so he's just sitting at a picnic table with the rest of the squad, Levi, and they're all joking around, having a good time or whatever, because they low key became friends.
yeah,
He drops his spoon because I think they eating like soup or something. He
yeah.
drops his spoon or his fork, reaches to go get it, turns Titan. Like that arm turns Titan.
yeah,
Literally, when I tell you Squad Levi was on the ready, swords out,
yeah. They're
blades
trying to fuck him
out,
up.
ready to F him up. And they're like, why did you turn Titan? What's wrong with you? And Levi's like, y'all need to calm down. And Petra's like, Petra's my girl. Petra's like, we about to slice him up. And
Facts.
they're like, oh, why would you do that? You didn't have permission. Blah, blah, blah. Like they're about to go off,
Yeah, you're
right?
breaking up a little bit, Sadie.
Am I?
Yes.
Am I still breaking up?
No.
What about now? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Blah, 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 blah. All right.
Yeah, you're
Blah,
good.
blah. But no, they're literally about to slice him up, right? Because again, this is someone that they have to put their trust in. And so they're
Yeah,
like, you promised that the only time that you would turn Titan is when you were instructed to.
yeah.
So what the fuck is wrong with you?
So what the fuck, Aaron? What the fuck? And so
Facts.
they actually sit down, and Hanji comes to the conclusion, like, okay, he needs a goal in mind when transforming into a Titan. He can't just be like, I want to transform into a Titan. Like when he
Yeah.
transformed the first time, he was trying to kill all of the Titans. Like that was his goal, was to kill as many Titans as he possibly could. And the second
Mm-hmm.
time was when he was protecting Armin and Mikasa from the cannon. Like his specific goal was to block that cannonball. And so
Yeah.
that's why he was able to turn. And so when he was trying to
When
do it,
they
when he was trying to do it when Hans was telling him, he didn't have a goal in mind. But then his goal was to pick up that spoon when they were
mhm.
eating soup. So he transformed. Yeah, it
And
was
so
by accident.
when they realize that, they're like, they all look at each other. All the squad Levi looks at each other except for Levi. Levi's like, whatever,
Yeah,
right? And they all bite their thumb, like hard bite, like to draw blood,
yeah,
right? And they're like, "We're sorry, Aaron. You know, we gotta have more faith in you. You have faith in us. We gotta have faith in you. We're sorry that we doubted you, and this is to show that we got your back.
facts. I
But
was
you
like,
gotta trust us."
that's some gang shit right there.
Bro, it made me low key emotional. I was like, they down for the cause, you know?
Facts,
But also, and we will fuck you up.
facts.
If you get out of line, we always on the ready, we will fuck you up.
Yep.
So then
And
it cuts back, and Petra's like, Aaron, you gotta listen to us. Do not turn Titan. Trust in us. Remember what we talked about.
yeah.
And Aaron's like, all right, I'm gonna keep writing. I'm with y'all. So,
Yep. He
so they
keeps
going.
riding, and then the female Titan gets close to her, and then all of a sudden, Levi he did he shoot the flare first? Like when?
So
Was
he
that the
shot the
signal?
flare, and he shot the flare to signal that they were on their way.
Uh-huh.
And then they kept riding. And when they got to a certain point, they passed Irwin, and Irwin was like, "All right, fire!" And all of these like cannon things come out,
Spear
and they
things,
try
yeah.
yeah, they trap her.
Yeah, they trapped the female Titan on some squad shit. And so
Yeah.
this whole time, this means Aaron knew that as soon as they left the wall, somebody was gonna try to get Aaron. And they
Yep.
knew that it was gonna be a Titan, a human that could turn into a Titan that tried to get it.
Mhm.
This whole fucking time, before female Titan even showed up, he was ready. He was ready for it. And so they captured her, and then of course, like Levi's squad starts saying, "See, you should trusted us more. You should trusted us more," even though they didn't fucking know either.
See, Captain Levi knew what he was talking about.
Yeah. And so they
Did he?
definitely did, right. So they capture her. She's literally like on her knees, and she's protecting her nape because she thinks that they're trying to kill her, but they're really
Yep.
just trying to capture her for right now. And a little by little, like a few titans here or there are like walking by, and they're just like attacking the titans, killing them or whatever.
Yeah.
She is kind of sitting there and freaking out, like I don't really know what to do right now.
Well,
And
because they start fucking her up.
yeah, they
They're
start fucking
like,
up.
"Oh, bet you don't want to let go. We're gonna make you let go."
Yeah,
Right? And Levi, because Levi leaves his group, and then he's kind of like put Aaron somewhere, put him safe. Uh, but like Levi leaves the group, he goes talk to Irwin, and Irwin's like, "Cut her up," basically, right? So they start slicing her up so they can get to her Nate, and
yeah. And
again,
he
so
pulls a
again, yeah, but we got to
yeah,
remember that the Survey Corps, they're still waiting on the outskirts of the forest, right? With all these titans around them. And again, this is another reason why Armin is so smart, because Armin is like, there 100% was another plan.
yeah,
Like he figured it out when he heard the cannons go off. He was
yeah,
like, there was another plan. And he was like, I think they captured the female titan. He's like, and I think that was the plan all along. And the only people that knew about it were the ones that Irwin trusted, and the ones that signed that were already in the Survey Corps before, like, what, 5 years ago or something like that.
yeah,
Like, what? But whenever before the first wall fell, and
yeah,
those were the only people that knew.
yeah. And so they're fucking her up, trying to like I guess cut her flesh so she could drop her arms or whatever. And then this
Hmm.
motherfucker pulls a bitch move and just screams loud as hell in
Was it a
the
bitch
Titan
move?
form. You said what?
Was it a bitch move?
That's a bitch move. That's a bitch move. He's like, oh, I surrender. So if I can't win, nobody can. And she screams and calls all of the outside titans to come and devour her body. And all the
Yeah,
titans that are outside the forest just ignore all the people. They couldn't slow them down. They just fucking bum rush her and start ripping
yeah.
her apart.
And mind you, they're trying to kill all the titans around her because they're like, protect the female titan. We gotta save her,
Yeah,
right? But there's literally way too many titans for even the most advanced of the Survey Corps to handle. And
yeah,
so they kind of, and so everyone was just like, all right, y'all, like before y'all die,
yeah.
back
Retreat.
up.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to go ahead and retreat.
Yeah,
It's so beautifully written, man. So like Aaron tells them to
it's so good.
retreat, and everybody's going back. And then while they're flying, while they're like ODMing back
Mhm.
out of the forest, they're like, okay, I need you to be mindful that
Well, not even,
somebody, the person who turned into a Titan, we have to assume that
yeah,
they have
they're
somebody's
not, yeah, they're
gear
not
on.
dead.
Yeah,
And they were like, you, and Erwin, again, being the smart person that he is, he was like, Levi, before you leave, make sure you refill up your gas.
yep,
Because he knew that someone would come out, right? They probably couldn't see him because, again, of all the people that were flying around, but someone would come out with their uniform on
yeah,
to go attack Aaron. And he wanted Levi to be behind them,
yeah,
right? But again,
yep,
so he's like, all right, we're leaving y'all, we're going back home, right? So everyone gets on their horses again. All the other Survey Corps members that was on the outskirts, they get on their horses and they're running, right?
Yep. Man, and so they're going back, and Levi's squad is with Aaron, and they're kind of talking to each other, like talking a little shit, like, hey, this is our part of the plan. Like, it didn't work out, but like, you should still trust us more. Like, we are that squad. Like, we
Yeah,
we are the shit. All right, so
talking
we need to
mad
put
shit.
some respect on it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and then a soldier pulls up, and they're like, hey, is
Yeah,
that Levi? Like, I don't
yeah,
I
because
don't
they're
know if that's Levi
flying
or
through the
not.
air, and they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, hey, Captain Levi," and then
and
they're
that
like, "Oh wait, that's
and
not
yeah, that's
that's
not
not
Levi.
Levi."
And then the soldier pulls up and fucking slices Gunther in the stomach.
Rest in peace, Gunther. Literally out of
Yeah,
nowhere. Gunther didn't deserve that.
yeah. Gunther did not deserve that. So that soldier killed Gunther, and the rest of them are like, wait, what the
And
fuck?
then
And so
yeah,
they go after,
then lo and
and
behold, they turn
well,
into the motherfucking female Titan,
yep,
right? And they're like, "Aaron, go ahead, we'll handle this," right? Because at this point they're off their horses,
yep,
right? They got off their horses. They're using their 3D maneuver gear. And they're like, Aaron, you go ahead. We'll fight them because they killed Gunther, and we're about to avenge Gunther,
yeah,
right? But they're like, don't touch Aaron.
yeah.
Let
Don't
us
turn.
handle
Just
this.
just let us handle it. We're good.
And he's
And
like, you know what? They was right the first time, so
yeah,
I'm not gonna turn. I'm gonna just keep going.
yeah. And so they go, and or not, they go. Aaron presses forward, and the rest of them, fucking Petra, I don't remember the other ones, but Petra and two other
I don't
dudes,
either.
they're
Yeah.
like G Force Power Ranger formation, go! And they pull some shit. They pull some shit, and like
uh,
it was really working on this tight. Like
it was at
they
first. They was doing the damn thing,
yeah,
right?
they like decoyed themselves, and like, bro, it was
Mhm.
crazy. Like, one of them was a decoy, then they pulled the other two
Oh
and
yeah,
they
because
cut her eyes out. Like, yo.
they was like, you can't see us now, sis. Can't see us now. But then the blonde dude went in first, and
Yeah,
he got wiped out,
yeah.
gone, dead.
And so the female Titan is like like they can't see right now. And so remember that Titans can regenerate. Like, they can regenerate as long as their nape isn't like damaged or anything. So they know this, so they're like, let's attack real quick before it has time to regenerate.
Hmm.
And they're protecting their nape, and so they're slicing them arms up, taking them shoulders out, and then this motherfucker puts all of her regeneration abilities for one of her eyes. For one of her eyes. Like, I guess that's a thing. Like, up to this point, like, well, I guess we didn't know that they could control their regeneration, but she put all the regeneration effort into one eye, into being able to regenerate one eye. And so she
One
opened
single eye.
that, yeah. So she opened that eye and fucked that blonde dude up. I was like, oh no. Like, just straight up
Facts.
smack the shit out of him. Yeah, like
Mind you, Aaron is doing this whole voiceover like, I believe on my squad. Like he's what because he's watching him, take them out, right? And then he's like, we lost Gunther, but that oh well, the other three they can handle it, right? He's like, I'm
yeah,
still trusting in my team.
yeah,
And then he turns back because he hears one of them dies. And he's like, hold on, what?
yeah. And
Gets
so after the
listen,
first, yeah, after the first person gets
taken
smacked,
out.
yeah, they and Petra and the other dude are like, wait, what the fuck? She regenerated one eye? Like, hello?
Yeah. And
And
they are literally so shook that they're like,
yeah,
what was the plan again?
exactly. And the female Tiger takes full advantage. Like, oof. She takes full advantage and fucks them two up. Like, smacks
Fucks them up.
smacks the dude. I forget how she killed the dude. I think she like smacked him into a tree or something like that, and then she just straight up curb stomped Petra off of a tree. I was like, oh no, like,
Petra didn't deserve that.
yeah,
Petra
like
didn't deserve how she died.
absolutely not. And so it was fucking bad, but yeah, the female Titan showed
Yeah.
again that she's way advanced, like way more advanced than what the scouts were ever prepared for. Like they were not prepared to fuck with her at any point in time. And
So them three
Aaron,
die,
yeah,
and Aaron turns back, and he's like, "Well, now I have to turn into a Titan, cause you're not about to get me, sis."
yeah,
So he turns into a Titan, and he's ready to fight her. Literally, she kicks his jaw off, like smooth, like the top of his head, like from the top of his jaw and the like top of his head is smooth, just kicked off.
yeah,
And I'm like, what the how powerful is she?
yeah,
Smooth off. And then she just bites him. Like
yep,
bites him out of the neck.
yep. And she now has Aaron inside of her mouth, and she fucking dips. She's like, I'm out of here. Got what I needed.
Yeah.
And so while she's running, uh, Levi and Mikasa are like pulling up, and
Yeah, because Mikasa heard Aaron scream, and she's definitely like, because again, Mikasa's obsessed with him, and so she knows when his Titan is screaming,
yeah,
right? She's like, Aaron? And so
facts.
she's like, F my orders. I'm about to go save Aaron. So she abandons her horse and starts, maneuvering gear back to where Aaron is. And she
Yeah,
sees him get eaten.
yeah.
And then
Feels
she's
bad.
like, oh, she's like, this bitch.
Yeah, and her
I'm
whole
but she's like,
fucking
she's like, I don't
mind
care
snapped.
where you go. Facts. She's like, I don't care where you go. I don't care where, like, I will follow you until I get him back.
Yeah,
You will die. And she literally is following him, like following
yeah,
the female Titan.
yeah,
And then Levi comes is like, you need to chill out. You need to calm
yeah.
down.
You
Let
got
me
this.
handle this, sis. I got this.
At least let me help. You know what I'm saying? Like we're good.
You doing a lot.
Thanks.
And so then
So
and then Levi comes and does what he has to do.
Slicity slice
Facts.
up the female Titan real quick. You know.
Literally sliced, and it was like, here's Aaron. Do
Yep.
you care about Aaron, or do you really want to kill this female Titan? And
Yeah. Just take Aaron and
Mikasa's
go.
like, like it was literally Sophie's choice for Mikasa. She was like, ugh, ugh, ugh. But then she decides, you know what? I'm gonna take Aaron, and we gonna bounce out of here.
Yep.
So they leave, and they leave her sliced up,
Yep.
like to the point where she can't even move.
Yeah. She literally can't even move. Levi definitely fucked her up. So yeah. So now they're retreating. They're getting the fuck out of there, and when they get back, they like everything that I guess that they were trying to figure out is like super confirmed. Like now at this point, it's like confirmed there is a motherfucking spy among us. Like
Yeah, there
somebody,
is
somebody in the survey corps. We're just gonna say survey corps for now, but somebody in the survey corps is a traitor, and
someone lying,
yeah, somebody fucking
right?
cap.
So the female Titan doesn't show up again, but they're on their way back to Trost, I think, because I think that's where they left from.
Mm,
Um, and they're like, okay, like round up as many dead bodies as you can find, but if you can't find them, we'll report them as missing, and that's what we'll tell their families, right? Two little dumb idiots. It's like, Erwin, we gotta go back for some dude that died. His body, we seen his body, we gotta go. And Erwin's like, no, there was Titans around it. And they were like, but we can take them out because Levi can do it, you can do it. And he was like, no, that's stupid. I'm not putting the rest of my team at risk. We heading out, right? But they're mad emotional because that's somebody that they grew up with and someone that they was in the scouts with or whatever, right? Um, so they heading out, they leaving, they on their way back, and you see these two idiots rolling up with two Titans behind them
yeah.
because again they went back for the body.
Yep.
And Levi's literally looking at them like, you guys are fucking stupid.
Stupid. Yep, and of course, one of them gets fucked up because consequences. Everything has consequence to the action. So I mean,
Literally.
had to be shown like, look, we know best. We trying to tell your ass. And
I mean,
then
not only does one get fucked up, but the other one, like, has to drop the body that he went back for.
yeah, has to drop. Not only did he have
And
to drop the body, but then everybody else had to drop the rest of the bodies that they had to in order to.
because the carts were catching, like,
Yeah,
because they were catching up to the carts with the dead bodies. And what
yeah,
the bodies was pictures? And I was like, no.
yeah, yeah. Feels bad because one of them was Petra, and and now Levi's like, well, fucking great. Now that because you couldn't control your emotions, everybody, we can't even show any bodies to anybody. So they pull up
And
back to
Levi,
the town.
like, he kind of expected it though. And he's like, the reason why I don't worry about going for bodies is like he pulls out their little patch or whatever. He's like, I take this. And this tell like this is a sign that like your son or daughter did what they had to do, but they died. Right?
Yeah,
Or, like they was a Survey Corps member, whatever. So they roll up to the town, and it's kind of like a little flashback to when Aaron watched the scouts come in at that like that first episode or
yeah,
whatever. Like again, they're badly beaten, badly bruising, and a lot of people around them are talking shit. Like,
yeah.
look at them, all these
This
dead people,
this
all
where our
these
tax
wounded
money going
people.
to? Yeah,
Look at them, not doing shit, right? Like talking mad shit, and then you have Petra's dad come up to Levi so sad because he's
feels
like,
bad.
I know my daughter's with you
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. Like she's so excited. She wrote me the other day. And I low key want to want her to get married. And Levi's just kind of like, she's dead.
Yeah, she
So
lived
then you
long.
had the little so at the end of the episode you had the voiceover, and the voice and we haven't touched on this yet, but the name I'm 100% assuming it sounds like Armin. Does it not?
For what part?
The narrator of the show,
Yeah,
like
it's
the one who
Armin.
is
It's
telling
Armin's. It may not be Armin himself, but it's Armin's voice person. Like
it's
it's
his voice
Armin.
actor. So, but you know what's really interesting? I don't watch the dub for this show, but I've seen that even on the dub version, it's Armin's voice
It's
actor
Armin.
for the
Yeah,
like his dub
it's
voice
Armin for
actor.
both. Yeah.
And so that I mean that just gets me wondering because this isn't even addressed in later seasons yet. But I'm like, why is Armin telling the story?
Yeah,
And
I didn't
who
really
is
think
he
about that.
telling it
Two.
to?
Yep. Crazy.
Because he talks about it like it's all past tense. So
Yeah.
like assuming like assuming he survives, right? Who's talking to? Because you're not talking to the people that you're here with,
Yeah.
right? Because I can't like that's the story. So who's he talking to? And that's just something that Imma just keep bringing up because I still don't know who he's talking to, and I still wanna know who he's talking to. But the
Facts.
narrator is basically like, "So, yeah, that expedition was kind of a wash." I mean, he was like, "Yeah, like, they learned some stuff, and they realized, like, they confirmed that there was a traitor, but in the general sense of the thing, like, there was too many dead bodies for them to call it a victory."
Yeah.
Right? And that they would have to stand like so Irwin and Levi would have to stand trial with because the military police again with their big-headed ass were
Yeah.
like, something gotta change
Yeah.
because y'all taking too much of the tax dollars and y'all killing too many people. And to them, it also looks like Aaron isn't a success,
Yeah.
right? And that's kind of where the next episode picks up at.
Yeah.
The next
Feels fucking
episode,
bad. I mean, this right now, like we're at the point where Armin is like, he already fucking knows. Like, he thinks he has a good idea of who the fuck that person is that's like uh betraying them. And
mhm,
so, spoiler alert, he thinks it's Annie.
yeah.
And he goes up to Annie at the beginning of like what was it, like the second to last episode or something like that. He goes up to
So
her and
yeah.
uh,
So you missed the episode. So not the second episode, so episode 23, right? They're talking about the child or whatever, but it goes that episode is all in Annie's perspective.
oh yeah, yeah,
Like we're
yeah, yeah,
following her. She's in the military police. She don't really fuck with the military police and the people that she with. Um, and it kind
yeah.
of just follows her story a little bit until she she talks to Armin
Mhm.
that day, right? But just touching, and we're not even touching on a lot because it's really not that important. But basically, the military police is mad corrupt,
Yeah.
like Annie had been saying the whole entire time. She was like, it's corrupt. Like the fact that they send the top 10, like the fact that only the top 10 can join the military police is suspect.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and the reason why that the military police is even being brought up is because they're like, hey, you guys need to escort uh Aaron's not cottage, his little carriage or whatever when they're going to trial because
Yeah.
we don't want anyone to harm him until we kill him.
Yeah.
And her like little military police squad is kind of like, why protect this? Doesn't make any sense. We're using 3D maneuver gear inside the walls. That doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah.
But yeah, but at the end of the episode, she's kind of just walking, and Armin's like, Amy, psst, come here, sis. Like he's like in the shadows with his hood on. He's
Yeah.
like, come here, sis. We need your help to break Aaron out.
Yeah.
And at first she's like, no. And
Facts.
then he's like, but then he said, but we're gonna leave the walls.
Yeah.
And then she's like,
Hmm.
yes.
Interesting.
She's
Interesting.
like, oh.
Yeah, and
So he's not going back to the survey corps. Y'all just leaving.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, we just leaving. And she's like, I'll help. Okay.
Sure. Did I say no? I meant yes. All right. I mean, absolutely yes.
You didn't tell me the whole story.
Facts.
meant to say yes.
And so they're saying like, there's a decoy and blah 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 blah. We got Aaron, and you got to follow us. Let's go this way. We got to
Yeah.
go underground through this tunnel so we can get to wherever we need to go. And then he's like, well,
The
why would we
decoy
do
is
that?
John, by the way.
Yeah.
The
And so Annie's like,
greatest.
why would we do that? Like, I don't understand. That makes no sense. Why would we go down this tunnel? We can just go this way. It'll be quicker if we just go over the wall and blah blah blah. And Armin and Aaron and them are like, quit playing, like just come on, like y'all can like we can
Come
go
on,
this way. This
Annie.
is part of the plan. And Armin is like secretly hoping. Well, like Armin
Yeah.
knows. He knows like
Mhm.
almost confirmed
He
at
knows.
this point that Annie is the female Titan. And
Mhm.
but he's hoping like, bruh, please just don't do this. Like don't do this in the middle of the
Aaron's hoping
city.
too.
Yeah, Aaron is also
Yeah.
hoping. Mikasa don't
Because
care. Mikasa
he's
was ready to kill this bitch.
over it. She's like, Annie, I'm tired of playing, sis. We already know you're the female Titan. And Aaron's like, me
Yeah.
here so we could clear your name, sis. Because again, Aaron treated all of the people in the 104th like that was his family. Because at the end of the day, he lost his family. Like he lost his
Yeah.
mom and he lost his dad,
Yeah.
right? Well, he don't know where his dad is, but essentially he lost his dad, right? And like those were his family. Like that's the people that I fought with. These are the
Yeah.
people that I entrust my life to. Like, so
Yeah.
Annie, come down here, sis, so we can clear your name. And Annie's like,
Can't do that.
no, nah, y'all can come up here and then we can talk about it. And Mikasa's like, I'm over this. She fires a little smoke gun and then people start and then Annie, I forgot. Annie was so smart. Annie was like, it's real interesting that we haven't seen nobody for like the last 5 minutes.
Yep.
Go.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
again, they
Annie
still
needs
keep
to.
going go back and forth. And then again, Mikasa's like, I'm over this, fires a smoke gun. And the people where the people at? The people start rolling out, doing little tumbles and shit.
Yeah.
Like, Annie, we coming for you. And then like hold her down so she can't, bite herself, cut herself, or whatever. But Annie, staying 2 steps ahead, like she do. She has a little ring that she can cut herself with. I'm like, God, the heck? That's smart.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Where did you get this from?
Facts.
And then she turns into the female Titan and fucks shit up.
Proceeds to fuck people up. So
like she be doing.
Yeah, so she knows that. I mean, Aaron is still the target, so she knows that Aaron is in the little tunnel thing. She kind of like traps them, and so Armin, being the fucking genius that he is like, "All right, Aaron, I need you to fucking change, and I'm gonna go this way, and because gonna go this way, and she gonna have to choose, and she don't know who gonna be with who.
And
Yeah. And yeah, and so Aaron, being the goddamn bitch that he is, he couldn't change because he does
He
like
still
secretly doesn't want to fuck with he don't want to fuck up Annie like that. Like
He still
he's a
doesn't
man.
believe that it's her. And Mikasa is literally yelling at him and it's like, you know it's her.
Yeah,
You knew when you were fighting her that it
yeah,
was her. You
exactly.
you knew because again, so it flashes back and they're having a conversation when Armin first brings the plan to all of them and
Hmm.
he's like, hey, we think it's Annie. Mind you, there's only a set few people that know about this plan,
Yeah.
right? And the only like 104 people that know are
Hmm.
Armin, Mikasa, Aaron, and John.
Hmm. Yep.
He ain't tell nobody else.
Yeah, he didn't tell nobody.
And these are
It's,
the only people that know. And you don't even see like for the rest of the 2 episodes, you don't even see the other 104.
yeah,
Where
and
they at?
so
Who knows? You see
and
him in
so
season 2.
it flashes back to like when Aaron was fighting her in the Titan form, and Annie like went into her like stance because they fought each other
Mhm.
through training and stuff like that. And so Aaron recognized the stance, and so he kind of stood there and was like kind of shook, like, "Wait, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Who I think it is?" And while that was happening, that's when Annie fucking Roadhouse kicked his head off.
Yeah. That's when he hesitated.
Yeah, he hesitated,
'Cause
and she fucked him up.
he knew, but he doesn't want to believe it because again, that's his family.
Yeah,
And I get it, but at the same time, she's trying to kill you.
yeah. And so
She
yeah,
is
that
she's trying to
happens.
kill everybody that you love, sir.
Facts. So Aaron
But
is
so
Aaron is biting himself like fucking over and over and trying to turn, but he can't.
he
And
can't. So they leave him,
yeah, they left his ass.
and so then the thing comes down, and he's like crushed under Rebel. And so they all hear this going on, right? And
Mhm,
so we should know that Erwin is with Levi and the military police because they're supposed to turn themselves in and supposed to turn Aaron in.
mhm,
And then John pops out the little carriage and is like, I'm done with this disguise. I hear some shit going on. Can I go, Commander Erwin? And Erwin's like, yeah, deuce it. And literally the head of the military police is just like, hello?
mhm.
What?
Yeah, like
Hello?
huh?
What? And John doesn't say nothing, just takes off, right? Because he's like, I gotta go save my friends. Just literally takes off, and and Erwin and Levi about to take off too, but the military police guys are like, no, you're not going nowhere, raises their guns towards him, and like, you better explain all of this right now. So then Erwin tells him the plan is like, hey, listen, you got a traitor amongst your midst,
Yep,
and we know who it is. It's Annie. So we trying to go get her. And they're still like, we don't believe you.
facts. So Aaron is still fucking underneath this rubble. Armin, being the
Being a
goddamn
little
pep
bitch.
talk motherfucker that he is, comes and gives Aaron another goddamn pep talk. Like, hey, look, dude, if you don't fucking turn, we all gonna goddamn die. So
Because
I
low
need you to
key,
come on.
Mikasa got taken out.
Yeah,
Mikasa got taken out. They had her tracked. So John led Annie the female Titan, he led her towards where their trap was or whatever, but she managed to escape it. She was
yeah.
like, y'all did this once
Yeah,
and
y'all
I
ain't finna catch
learned.
me. Yeah, y'all ain't finna catch
None
me
of it,
slacking
yeah.
again.
And because Haji-san is like, she's early, so Haji-san is where the traps are, and she's like early celebrating. She's like, all right, let's go get her, right? But then she breaks out the trap.
Mhm.
Um, and so then again, Erwin has to go give him a little pep talk, like, get your ass up.
Yep.
And he hears that, Mikasa got taken out, Armin low-key getting taken out, John getting taken out.
Yeah.
And then Aaron's like, okay, you know what? I gotta admit, it's Annie. Huh.
And
Let
then
me
this
turn. And
motherfucker
then he
goes ham bone.
Yeah. Fucking
Fucking
John
Aaron.
starts crying. John cries about Marco.
Yeah.
And then that's what it really was when he cried about Marco and he was like, "Oh, I remember Marco. Oh, he died. And he probably took him out too."
Facts.
And then he
and
turns.
then Aaron goes motherfucking beast mode again. Like he's supposed to.
Like
And after
like
he
he should
goes
have
beast
been.
mode, yeah, after he goes beast mode, he fucking he tunes it like he channels that inner rage that he had from like wanting to kill the Titans because of them killing his mom and whatnot. and he's like, all right, let's fucking get it on. And so he turns
Mhm.
Titan, and he goes and faces Annie, and then the final showdown begins. So they start fighting each other. They go back and forth. Annie is clearly like the better skilled fighter, but Aaron is
Yeah.
just like fucking pissed. So he just keeps coming with it and like fucking hitting Annie off of shit and all this other stuff. And then what did Annie got she took advantage of him like in something. Like she fucked him up like enough to stop him for like a brief moment, and then she ran because she was
Mhm.
gonna try to get like on the wall. I think she like did she like rip his arm off or some shit? Like,
She did something.
yeah, she fucked him
Did
up.
she ma
And
can we point out though that they are destroying so many buildings,
oh yeah,
so many homes, so many towns
yeah,
destroyed.
yeah. So we're in one of the inner what was it, Stoas? Uh we're in one of the
Mm,
inner districts. Like one of the
yeah.
this we are now considered upper class. We're now in the
Mhm.
considered upper class like part of the walls. And so they're fucking like buildings up or whatever and
Yeah.
like killing
Where the
innocent
rich people
people.
live.
Yeah, where the rich people
Yeah.
live, like they're killing innocent people and whatever. And hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Aaron is like, I'm fucking done with it. He's fucking chasing this bitch down. She's trying to jump like up the wall or whatever. And
Mhm.
Aaron is like literally like smacking this smacking this bitch. He like uh he fucking what did he squeeze her face in? He like squeezed her face in and
He did
shit.
he did a
Uh
lot.
yeah, and
Listen, and
so
Annie was like Annie at some point was like, "I don't think I could beat him." So she, like you said, she tries to climb over the wall. Literally, Aaron is trying to pull her down, but he, for some reason, only has one arm, right? She kicks him off, her leg goes bye bye, and then Mikasa comes, slices her fingers off.
yeah, she said, "You thought, bitch,
It's
you ain't going nowhere."
like, bitch, remember when I said I was gonna fuck you up? I ain't forget.
Yeah, and
I ain't forget, Annie. I
she
ain't never
fucking
like you
slices
anyway.
her. Yeah, she slices her fingers and jumps on her forehead and is like, "You fall, bitch." I was like, "You a motherfucking dog, Mikasa! Like, you did not have to stand on her forehead like that. Like, stood on her face like, I need you to drop, hoe." And kicked her ass to the down. I was like, "Oh shit!" And so Annie falls down where she meets her maker and Aaron fucking knocks her goddamn top off, fucking peeled her wig back.
Not her ways.
Yeah, literally smacked her goddamn head off. And she was
Yeah,
exposed. But Aaron fucking
yeah,
hesitated because he saw that it was Annie. And so he didn't
yeah.
kill her.
Literally hesitated, like bit her neck and exposed that it was her, and hesitated. Was
Yeah,
like, oh, look at Annie, my friend. This person that, so granted, they spent 3 years together,
true.
right? And so he's like, my friend. And then Annie decides,
Ain't nobody getting no
you're not,
information out of me.
you're not about to touch me. Literally encases her body in like crystal.
Yeah,
Which they, and it's the same crystal that they've been doing um to like harden themselves. Like when they tried to go for her neck originally, she used that same crystal to harden herself.
yep. And that's pretty much where it ends. Like they take her into custody and kind of like wrap her up or whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah,
But they're
that's
still
pretty much
like they're
they
still
don't
like,
catch up.
there's 2 other traitors in the mist, and there might be more
Yeah,
because they haven't found the Armor Titan yet, and they haven't found the Colossal Titan, and so
yeah,
they're like, but they're definitely inside the wall somewhere.
yeah,
And they're definitely somewhere within, they're assuming they're somewhere within the survey corps.
yeah. And so yeah, that's pretty much where season one ends. And like from the start of like the season to like now, it's like bro, shit is like it's so much on its head. Like the show's
Yeah.
flipped entirely. Like you just think that it's just these mindless zombie titans that are just fucking people up, and that's the problem. No, it's fucking humans that are like
Mhm.
fucking that are fucking with y'all right now. Like
Literally
so that turns the
humans. Like,
tide. Yeah, that turns the tide of like everything that's going on. So that's pretty much
listen,
season one.
season 2, we're not gonna get into it today, but season 2 Like, if you wondering, like I was wondering, well, where the hell are the other 104th people that had joined the Survey Corps? You gonna see them
Yep.
because season 2 opens up right where, like, where they are doing when all of this is happening. And season 2 explains so much, and honestly, it's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite season.
What, season 2?
So like season 2 is probably my favorite season. Like I
True.
can't wait.
True. And
It,
I'm excited because it's a short season, so we'll probably be able to cover all of it in the next
yeah.
podcast.
So
But
much
it's fucking
happens
wild.
though.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
it is a
fucking
short
wild.
season. And so much gets explained and then even more questions pop up. But that is literally the running theme of Attack on Titan.
Yep. Yep. Every single season there's some shit. Like I wouldn't even say every single season. They might drop a little bomb every episode, honestly. Like they drop something that you're
Yeah.
like, wait, what? And that changes this or that changes this.
Yeah.
And,
But you
and
never leave a season with like, I have all my questions answered. No.
oh,
You're always
absolutely
like,
not.
okay, some of these were answered, but what about this?
Yeah.
And what about this?
Yep. I think the biggest like yeah, I would have to go with season 2 being the greatest because the
True.
biggest whoa moment has to do with some shit that happened in season 2, and like we'll get
Season 2
into
is
it.
good.
Yeah,
I
season 2 is
mean,
definitely it.
season 3 part 2 has one of the best like
Yeah, it's pretty crazy too.
fighting scenes or whatever.
Mm.
Like it has one of the best Levi scenes ever.
Woo!
Right?
I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
I
I
know
mean,
exactly what
season
you're
3
talking
has some
about.
good scenes too. Like I just can't wait to get into it because season 3, the first part of season 3 is more of a character building season and
Mm.
less to do with Titans.
Yeah.
Uh and then season 3 part 2 is like, no, we're going back. Oh, you forgot about the Titans? We didn't. They still a threat. They still coming for us.
Yep. And I think season two is gonna let us get into this Armin versus Aaron debate because I'm telling you, man, Armin is that dude. Armin is the genius. Like Aaron is smart and he's definitely like way ahead of the game. But fucking Armin, bro, like
And see, you say that, but I don't know. Like, it's just parts of me because I can understand what you're saying, and I can understand because from the standpoint that like he sniffed Annie out, right? But
there's
the
so much
reason that
more.
he was able, but the reason that he was able to sniff Annie out, and we didn't really talk about this, right? Was that he noticed that she had Marco's 3D maneuver gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say anything because he was like, "That's fucking weird," but, like, I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
say nothing because that's my friend. I don't know why she has it, but whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? And, like, again, he spent time with her. So, again, I think a lot of his smart stuff, like, that comes later on and the stuff that he figures out is because he spent time with said people
Nah.
and he got to know them compared to Erwin because to be honest with you, Erwin didn't know Annie,
No.
right?
But he
So
didn't
there
know
was
who it
no way
was.
that he
He didn't know who it was.
yeah,
He just knew that somebody was a traitor. Armin is the one who sniffed it out.
sure. But my thing is, Arwen would never be able to know that it was Annie because he didn't know her.
True. I'm not okay.
Like
Okay,
he had what,
you're saying that the
what?
only reason that Armin is because he had information that Erwin didn't. Like,
Yes. So what
so
I'm
I'm not
saying
arguing that. I'm not
is
arguing
that
that.
uh-huh.
I'm arguing more so like, look, we'll get into it because I don't want to spoil too
We will
much.
get into it.
I don't want to spoil too much before we even get to season 2. But like, Armin handles situations in a better way than Erwin does.
I can see that. I can see that a little bit because Erwin definitely has his own agenda
Yes,
going on, and we get
exactly.
into that.
That's the point that I make. But we'll get into it. Thank you guys so much for watching slash listening. This is number 2 in the books. Number 2 in the books. We're doing big things. We're gonna keep
We
this
are
going.
doing big things. If you check out our Twitter, it's lucknetskill.org. Listen, we announced a lot of new people that we brought onto our team.
Yes.
So there's a lot more stuff coming to our YouTube channel. There's a lot more stuff coming to our Twitch channel. There's a lot more stuff coming to all of our social media. Like our social media is being revamped
Yeah.
in a sense. Like We weren't active on it for real before, but now
Yeah. Yeah,
everything's changing.
we popping off really, and we definitely have more to come. Like this is November, and so we still
Yeah.
got some more stuff coming in November that
Listen,
I'm excited for. So
and y'all not even ready for December. I don't even know what's happening. Listen, I don't even know what's
yeah,
happening in
we don't even
December.
know yet, but some shit's gonna
But
happen.
I
Believe
know some
that.
stuff is happening.
Believe that.
Listen, y'all thought November was big with this podcast. Listen, we might have two or three podcasts in December. You never know.
X.
Nah, we not. I'm joking. That's definitely not about to be a thing. That's about to be the only podcast we got.
Lol.
Um, but thanks for
No,
listening.
absolutely, absolutely. We appreciate all the love and support. Especially
Yeah.
us trying to get this off the ground. Like the first podcast already did like really good. So, uh, thanks so much for that. And this has been Geekin' in Color. I'm Dreams,
And I'm Sadie.
and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.